Hello and welcome everyone, I'm C.S.Gilmore and this is Pacific Drive. So, I've done a lot of work on the car, added a few pieces, still missing a few, I ran out of materials, but got a lot of things fixed up and I was able to make a number of things for future repairs and the like as needed, making preparations there. Got this cabinet pretty well stocked for the moment. And I was able to get some research done. I burned up all of my energy, though, doing it. But I was able to get bulbs unlocked, and a bunch of stuff here. I was able to get a hand vacuum unlocked, which is very handy for sucking up items in a big pile. So having to manually grab every single one. And it's also very handy for retrieving certain items from things. I got the light replacement kit unlocked, and the electrician's kit. So we'll be able to have those for the future. I wish I had a few more electrical bits. I also unlocked flashlights, basically. Or the relightable flare. I love the textures. This may not be the best improvised flashlight the world has ever known, nor is it likely to meet even the most lenient safety standards. It may even singe your eyebrows. It does kind of work. And the reason I wanted that is because we're going to want it. So now we're coming upon a bit of a tricky part for things, because you do have to be careful not to hit yourself in the head with this, by the way, when you close it. I've broken these doors before, smacking myself in the head. And also hurting myself, as I recall. But, yeah, now we're coming upon a bit of a tricky part.
Ready to make this remnant verification a one-and-done thing? I'm sending you to visit Colossal Cappy. If that old anomaly doesn't induce electromagnetic resonance in your car, then we're free from Tobias's fever dreams and we can get you out of here. With that antenna fixed, you can now detect stabilized road junctions in the outer zone. You've got a stable route heading straight to Cappy's front door, but the energy readings are off the roof. I advise you not to take the zone lightly. You better gear up or you may not survive the trip. Which would make my life easier, so your call.
Alright, so now, as you can see, our options are a little more varied. Also, that first area is now gone, so looks like we'll have to rediscover it. But, let's set our area here for our target. It's another perpetual stability section, so that's kind of nice. Angry abductors. Abductors move faster. Okay, I'm surprised it even told me that condition, since I don't think I've experienced that one yet. Usually you have to experience a condition before it really gives you info. Maybe it's because by scanning this it gave me some knowledge of some of these. Okay. Right now I can only really set the one destination. But yeah, as I was saying, this is where things are going to get a little complicated, because mostly on my end. Because obviously you probably don't want to watch a lot of driving and just gathering resources. So I'm going to have to figure out what areas are best to cut and which parts are best to keep in, which is going to give me a whole lot of editing practice. I'll try to make this the better experience for you guys. I know in a lot of other games I tend to leave things in even if it gets a little draggy, or I'll just cut big, huge chunks. This one, I don't know if it'll be that easy. It depends how much the game itself jumps in with, say, story and like, and we're going to a story area, so there's going to be some stuff. There is a lot going on in that place. Alright, tourists, spark towers, what is that one? Bollards, okay. Abandoned squires could be there, alright. So all sorts of things. I do like that they give you ideas of things that could be in places. I think our best bet is to go to E4 and then E1. That way we can hopefully give enough energy to be able to unlock more things and do more in general. And the car's in about as good as condition as I can hope for. Now before we go anywhere though, I do want to show you the radio. Let me see here. Oh, that's the volume. And yeah, you go through these and you'll eventually You'll get a bunch of music. If you want to just listen to music, you're good. But eventually you should come across a question mark station. So far, not really coming across one. Weird. I did hear they added a bunch of new music to this game, so with the last update, like they added over an hour or two worth of new music. Here we go. This would be really quiet. Okay, I wonder if it's because I'm in the station area. But usually you come across these question mark stations, that's where you get the really interesting little bits of info. And lore building. Like a talk show or something. This one appears to be just static. Alright. So yeah, you can choose to go to one of these other areas, I believe, that you didn't choose a route for, but I don't remember how that affects things and if you can actually get out. That is one of the dangers I know of some of these routes, is you can end up in a dead end. And literally you're just doomed. Or at least that used to be the case. I don't know. And I don't know if they fixed that or not, but there used to be a problem where you could literally go into a dead end where there was no exit. And that was it. That was the end of your run, because if you didn't have a way to get home, you didn't have enough energy to make an exit, or it was an area that didn't have those options, too bad, you were out. Alright, let's try this one more time. There we go.
And I don't know, I guess should be here. You're right. The kids don't know any better, but I don't know. Growing up in a place like this.
Hold on a second. Turn that off. What is this? The Remnants? Part 1.
Oh, you know what my favorite remnant was? The record player. You remember Francis? You play records normally, but then every now and then you hear weird voices. Like that one time it was my 5th grade lunch lady.
This again.
You know, the sooner I get this out of my system, the sooner you can have some peace and quiet.
Fine.
Hey, atta girl. Oh, boy. Hey, driver, listen. Of all the legends, of all the stories that are spawned in the zone, trust me, there are so many. Remnants, one of the best.
I'll start from the beginning. In 1964, strange objects began appearing throughout the zone. They were shabby, cast-off things that were imbued with strange properties. A broken microwave that froze food instead of warming it. A rusty can of paint that produced every color in existence. Always so out of place that people were irresistibly drawn to them.
Yeah, you know, like a mysterious car in the forest, right?
Some good stuff out of it. I do like that they try to escape from it, but I really need to sell this stuff off to these guys. These are broken bunnies. Remember how they were mentioning watch out for bunnies before? Yeah, those are a thing. Logbook. Okay, let me go to here a second. Like a Mr. Scorn first, right? And then we get part 2.
Tobias mentioned that the remnants bind themselves to people, like the car's done with you, and how that led to obsession. These obsessions always started innocently, a sudden interest in model train sets or collecting old road signs. The objects themselves would exhibit anomalous properties, but what didn't in the zone, right? That in itself wasn't cause for alarm. But these fixations would only grow worse, until its victims could think of nothing else but the remnant. And they always ended with spiraling into madness and disappearing in a mad chase after something. Sorry, driver, it doesn't sound fun, but better to know what you're up against.
Could the remnant's victims still be out there somewhere? I mean, we never heard from them again, but it doesn't mean they all died, right?
If the madness didn't kill them, then the zone did. Anyway, it's been 20 years since the last remnant sighting. We thought they were long gone.
Until you found the car.
Alright, so we're getting a lot of lore. This is an anomaly. I want to scan. Left, right. So this causes you driving to get weird, if I recall correctly. And this beating heart is actually a super handy anomaly. This is one that, if I recall correctly, you get close to it and it'll heal your car. So if you got some injuries or breaks and stuff, find one of those while you're on the road and you can get a free heal. I don't know if it heals your character at all, but yeah, but it's still handy for the car if nothing else. Wow, they're giving me a lot of stuff all at once here.
I wonder if you're already feeling the remnant's effects, driver. Have you been fixating on the car, maybe?
If only we knew where remnants came from. Then we'd have a place to start on how to help you. This is no typical anomaly.
Right, yeah. The anomalies we know, they're creepy, crawly, and weird. Like visible manifestations. The remnants were the only ones that wormed its way into your brain. There's something much, much more.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this thing is. I don't think I've seen this before. That's cool. Is this something they added? Let me see if I can find this one, because I want to see if it'll give me any ideas. Where is it? Because sometimes you can get some hints from the it's in here? From the descriptions and info. Gold shell stump. Almost similar to the petrified trees we found containing a form of carbon, these trees have something other than sap flowing through them, but at much higher volumes. This liquid seems to eat away at the tree itself, leaving them hollow and highly unstable. Many of them are felled, but the size of the trees indicates they must have at some point been sturdy enough to grow rather large. It is currently unclear how many trees are affected in this way, and if it is a disease, a mutation, or even some creature. Both deciduous and coniferous trees are affected regardless of genera. Affected trees have lost their own seed pods, and something else is growing on them. Despite their fruit-like appearance, these objects are most definitely not edible and are incredibly difficult to open. What? But yeah, let me give you an idea here. So being heart. Data unknown. It's been at least 2 months now, and I'm the last member of our team left out here, totally lost. I have no idea what day it is, where I am, where I should be headed, even which way might be north. The roads themselves seem to be changing, and those barriers that the government installed open and closed with a mind of their own. I don't know if I'm ever going to get out. I've only been able to keep going thanks to magical piles of semi-organic junk that somehow knit the van back together after whatever thing smashed it apart last time around. I can get hit by electricity or dragged into a tree 10 times over, but these things patch everything up better than any mechanic I ever knew. And then I just drive on into the forest once more, trying the next junction. That's the story of the last living member of the Bug Watch team. Stuck out here forever because we came to record a dumb show about insects. So yeah, beating heart. And there's right there in that area, it gives you info. This might be a healing item. Alright, so this sounds like it might be... Alright. It's a resource. Some new resource. This is what happens when you don't water your plants. Okay, that does not help me that much. Huh. The others? Looks like I only get the one. Alright. I can think of a few options here. Namely, that like maybe if I tossed it on the ground, then hit it with this. No, how about this? Alright. None of those are working. So I guess we'll just take it with us. Oh, it's huge. Maybe I have to water it. Is there water somewhere? What if I toss it on the ground here? No? Okay, I had to check, because seriously, there are some of these things that work in really weird ways, and you just never know until you experiment with them and how they work. I don't know if they... No, there are deeper bodies of water in some levels. Oh, hey, there's a lot of you guys. Let's blow you up before you cause me trouble. Good. Anything really good? Ooh, fog. Manual zone shifts? I don't know what that's about. This is meaning... Oh, wait. Oh, did I just enter an anomaly or something? Wrecked car. Yes. Huh, hey, don't see more coming out of these guys, it looks like. Either I'm missing it on the ground somewhere, or maybe they didn't drop anything really useful. Now, let's grab this and go. Back to the car. Thankfully, you get a little indicator in the top left as to which direction your car is, which can help you find it. Okay, I wonder if... Yeah, if this is what I think it is, then sometimes things happen which just cause areas to become like there's weird little clouds of anomalies that spawn and unspawn around the area, and sometimes they usually are they usually cause extra things to go weird. What's that? Did something turn my radio on while I was gone? Alright, we're gonna mark that because we're gonna need that, but we're gonna continue along the junkyard. Yeah, they added a bunch of new stuff to this game since last time I played. There weren't junkyards before. And whatever, and what is it? Ida's Exchange? I don't know what that is either. Alright, so maybe there's enough new stuff going on right now. I won't have to do as heavy an editing, at least this episode, but I know in the future I'm going to have to, because there's going to come a time where a lot of this is going to be very repetitive. Ooh, don't break the windows. There we go. Go. Radiation moves through. Radiation is bad for my health and bad for my car. Alright, where's this junkyard? In a safe spot, I think. Let's park here a second and take a look. Apparently some of the pieces of those travelers traveled a little further than I anticipated, and I forgot to drop stuff off in my car. Yeah, well, let's check around here real quick. Is it just these? Is that what I meant by junkyard? It's just a bunch of broken cars? Oh well. Crude panel. I don't really feel like wasting my scrapper on that. If there was a Squire, it would be worth it for the better materials. that one had some decent stuff, actually. Alright. Oddly enough, wood I don't think is a resource you really get in this game. So you don't have to chop down trees or anything. I was just thinking about that. I just realized that, yeah, you don't really do that. Okay, yeah, so it's just a bunch of broken cars and things. Well, that's still useful. Quick raid. Good to know that there's spots like that. Are you following me, Mr. Tourist? Please stay away from my car. I do not need you breaking my car. Alright. Let's push on for now. I love the terrain of this place. Like, you have hills, you have cliffs, up, down, all around. The anomalies definitely keep it lively. Okay, that's a lot of tourists. Oh, there's another repair place. That's nice. Yeah. 1 second. Whoa, that was flying a lot further than I anticipated. Come back, I need you. Come back. I can't wait until I unlock off-terrain, like all-terrain tires and things like that I can go off-road a lot easier with. It'll make my job so much easier for transporting or getting around, like, the zone. Ooh, stuff, nothing. Bother, they're not close enough together to really... There we go, that... Alright, just getting basic scrap out of these ones, it looks like. No special crystals. Wait. Ah, spoke too soon. 1 special crystal. Is that another one? That looks like a crystal. I think I see some red. Yes! It's good. Ooh. Wait, what's this? Big trunk. Ooh, crude door, crude panel. Alright, I'm gonna come back for this stuff because I actually want some of this rubber. Alright, let's put the rubber here. Let's take the crude panel instead because I can attach that to my vehicle if we're missing a few panels. Why are you getting near my car? Hurricane squall? Oh, that doesn't sound healthy. Alright. Before I forget again to drop everything off. Dropping that in there, that in there, that in there. Alright, I left my light on. I should hurry up and do this before the, oh, the wind's blowing. Gotta be careful, it could blow my car around. Or me, for that matter. Alright, take the rest of those. Paint would be good, so I can pick some colors, and I'm not 100% sure if paint helps with anything. Like, maybe helping avoid things getting rusty and nasty as quick. Another spare flashlight, that's actually really handy. I don't need another door, though. I'll take that and those. Alright. Oh, and I should scan this. Box truck. Oh, yeah, that hurricane is coming up. Oh, it's making movement hard. Don't blow my car into that exploder. Please don't blow my car over into the explodey dude. Okay. Now store this flashlight. Keep this one on me. Oh, it literally is a somehow a flare that's been able to be turned on and off. That's really funky. And then just given a bit of a loose metal edge to help it reflect light better. That's cool. Alright, let's continue our journey. That was a fun little bit of exploration. But yeah, some anomalies, you just encounter them by existing. And some you have to find. Ooh. I do not have all-terrain vehicles. I have to be very careful. Oh, the abductor here. Why is that weird? Right, gotta get away. I don't want the abductor to see me. They have a bad tendency of grabbing vehicles and dragging them off places.
Howdy! Come check out what I've got up for trade.
Okay. 1 second, I gotta turn off my lights. There we go. I don't want to kill my battery. Battery is a thing you have to watch. Things over there. Ooh, that looks like a good spot picking. Some plasma. I just exchange.
I'd offer some advice, but you look like you know what you're doing.
Okay. Summer tire, crude door, scrapper. You don't have anything I really want.
Sometimes I need time to think things over too. I get it.
Very strange. Is this a converted dumpster? Like a really big one? Fancy. Alright, this was not in the game before. This is a new addition. And I am very happy about that because that is really cool. Looks like a good emergency, hey, you need supplies type of thing.
Don't
Use that.
forget to stop and take in the scenery every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Alright, let's get this plasma. Grab the electric. Good. Alright. Alright, yeah, these usually have some good... Ooh, does this have light housing? Are there lights in it? This one does. There we go. I've got a bulb. And some glass shards. But this magnetic deposit box, usually these have some good stuff. Black paint. Don't mind if I yes. There's a weird building over there. Healer. What's this build? This one looks really funky. Whoa, 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 whoa. What hit me? Oh, that hit me. Did you try to steal my stuff? Did you steal any of my stuff? Okay. Well, let's get rid of that. That's what I'm after. This is a bonus. I think. Okay, that was a good bit of plasma and everything. I will find that very useful later, though. I don't have a ton of uses for plasma right this second, but that's because I don't have the tech. But I know there's things I can unlock that will go a long way towards what I build with plasma and whatnot. Usually the game follows a pattern of you find some special resources in an area, you go to this area to get other resources, which allows you to build more things, which lets you get further, which lets you get more things. And fuel barrel just getting around, okay. But eventually And then you get to a new zone and you find a new resource which lets you get new things, which lets you progress better. And yeah, it's all a matter of working on things. Alright.
Look what you ducked your dragged in.
Alright, let me drop this stuff off. Alright, downside of all this is my resources are already pretty filled up, which is not great. Like, I'm already filled up my car, and that means I can't carry a ton more either. I'm either gonna have to start dropping some things or prioritizing what I do and don't carry with me. Later on, I'll be able to add more storage, but for now, I'll just keep my brakes on for the moment. Oh, this thing's really strong. That's what that was. Okay. Left, right, anomaly, just causing my car to scramble. Alright, I need to go up to the exit. Did I accidentally get scrambled too? Alright. Okay, we got control of the vehicle again. No major damage done. Thankfully, it didn't drag me right into a tree or another anomaly. Oops. I say as I crash into something. Oh hey, repair thing. Let's see how well this thing works. Super handy. You can't repair my broken window, I guess, like the cracked glass I have here. But it can repair the panel, so that's great. Anything really good? Off-white. I'll carry it with me for now. I'll probably drop it later. There's some of these things I don't need as much as others. And paint is honestly not that much different compared to a lot of other products. Paint stripper with a good light blue paint. Wait, can I apply paint while I'm out here? That's a good question. Yep, I can. So this is how paint works. You just literally just spray it on. You have to focus on each piece. Like I said, I'm not sure if it actually helps with anything, if it really if it aids in like preventing damage and rust from wear and tear, or if it just adds, or if it's just there for the sake of being able to have it there. Right, this one's almost gone, so I'm just gonna drop it. We're repaired. We're good. Should have done that. Alright, I've not been good at my braking. I gotta remember to push those buttons. Oh wow, there's another one of those over there? There's something else over there. What is that? Shoot. There's a lot of goodies over here and I really want them. I'm just, actually, let me mark this building, because that looks important. Go do some exploring. Yes, anomaly studies. Log. What do you have for me? Well, the earliest consistently reported anomalies, this mimicked many artificial noises made in its presence. A tiny, burrowing, bottle-shaped anomaly. This would surface and imitate engine noises, radio static, or in particular, sirens. Studying these was difficult as those approaching them suffered immediate nausea and dizziness. Settings dropped to 0 soon after the first crawlers manifested. Huh? Okay. So it's suggesting that there were anomalies previously in this area that they discovered, but that the anomalies like evolved. If I'm getting the right thing out of that. Ooh, there's some good stuff. Okay. That was a whole dumpster. Like a rope. Flare gun? Ooh. I have nothing I want really. You know, I don't need this light. Take the flare gun for the sake of having it. So our meetings. Oh, okay, I click and hold that when I open that. Ah. Okay, I was thought I had to click it and wondered why it wasn't working. And if I hold and click the tab button. Meeting minutes, September 16th, 1949. Agenda, celebration of the founding of SSR. What our future will look like. Addressed by Dr. Ophelia Turner. Upon ideation session with consultation from Dr. Ophelia Turner on experimental setups. Arising concerns. Proper safety procedure, handling and protection in limb experimentation. Action items. Society agreed to regular monthly meetings on Friday evenings. Dr. Reginald Stanley Robinson to take notes and format future minutes. AOB and matters arising. Tea cake tasting, courtesy of visiting Professor Sir Anthony Gold, FRS. Interesting. Alright. Well, I don't have the resource space to carry those, but those are ones I definitely want. Fabric's easy to place, so let me just drop with X. Flash. Quite a pile, but you know, well, and for any of those, what would be better to drop? Plastic. All right. Take the plasma. Leave the copper wire, I think? Wait, no, I can grab that. Yeah. I'll leave the other stuff. Okay, we got a lot of goods out of there. My car is this way. I love that indicator in the top left. It helps so much. If I didn't have that, it would be so hard to find my car again. Why are my lights on? Did I turn those on again? Or if my car's got a quirk. Sometimes your car will just pick up quirks and weird anomalies. And you have to fix them at the garage when you go back to figure out, like, what's triggering them? What's causing this anomaly? How can I fix it? Alright, let's drop that. Over there. That out. Swap that in there. I like to save these, even though you don't really have to, and there's, I don't think, a real benefit to it. Light blue, red, black. Paint stripper. Red paint, burnt orange. Options. You know, I can just free up some room. Actually, really easily. I go in here, and battery. Charge you up. There we go. My battery was kind of low due to all the anomaly stuff, and also the oops, I left that on situation. Okay. That is good. Well, the things I'll be able to build when I get back to base. With all this, assuming I don't die and whatnot, and lose it all. Though if you do die, that creates a whole other situation, which I'm going to explain because I don't intend to die anytime. But if you do die, then you get the car brings you back to base somehow, barely alive, and usually heavily damaged and everything. But you lose a bunch of the stuff you had on the trip. Like you lose everything, or most of it, if I remember right. The thing is, if you go back to where you died, you find a wrecked car, a wrecked version of your car, and you can retrieve what you lost, which is a really interesting thing because then you get all this weird question of how does this anomaly work? Are we entering multiple realities? And there's one reality where we died, and then another reality where we didn't, and the car's ability like picks the optimal reality, but still leaves a connecting branch to the old reality, or like how does that function? All right, here we are. This place is gonna be interesting. As much as I'd love to rate it for every possible goodie imaginable, why is my what is this? Anchor signal? No, why is my pinpointer behaving weird? Okay, something's a little glitchy, I think, right now. But that looks interesting. Green thing on the map. Let's go find it. There's a parking brake on.
God, Sierra. Never wanted to think about this place ever again. Head toward town. Colossal Cappy is smack dab in the middle of where Sierra used to be. You can't miss it.
That is a... So yeah, normally, like I said, make the best of these perpetual stability sections to gather as many resources as possible. The problem is, I've already grabbed a ton of stuff because we had a very interesting trip here. So, yeah. Now I gotta decide if there's anything in here I meant to do. Now I have to decide if there's anything here I really, really want. And just make the best of that. Upside is, that means I'll move through this area a little quicker as well, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that I don't want this one. A armored panel. Yes. Doesn't seem to just pop these off the attachments to my car, but it usually doesn't go well anyway because it breaks stuff so easily. Okay, that got me some goodies that I will very much have use for. Yeah, there we go. Put a room in there for that. That's fine. That blue is. Should I be worried about it? Probably. Yeah, that looks rocky. Let's be out real quick and just scan it so we have it in the records. Sizzling mist. Yeah, I don't want that. It seems like a good way to damage. Or break my phone. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at all the stuff floating in the air.
Is there a reason you're driving straight towards the largest honking anomaly in the zone?
You wanted to know if there's a speck of remnant energy in that car? This is how you do it.
You're using Cappy to amplify the remnant signal. That's insane.
Huh. Yes, that's perfectly safe. Not. We... Something is...
Driver, are you sure about this?
Well, they'll be fine.
It's not fine. Look at those radiation spikes that Colossal Cappy's still giving off after all these years. To achieve any sort of resonance, the driver's going to have to get right up against Cappy.
I get you, Francis, but Oppie's got a point. Any remnant energy lingering in the car is too weak to detect with conventional methods.
Really? You're going to take her side?
This isn't about sides. That's a good plan.
I won't risk someone's life just so we can log another remnant sighting.
The driver can make their own decision. I'm not forcing them to do anything. For all I care, they can lay down and wait until the instability takes them. That would get them out of my hair much faster than all of these shenanigans.
Let's break this, shall we? Go. Alright, tourists, but I don't want you swarming my car. Oh, I can replace that easily enough. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Oh, there's a lot of these guys. Paid off, though. Scrappers are cheap, easy to replace. Right now, that resource is worth it. Okay, let's get a better view of Colossal Cappy here, though. Look at that, baby. Oh, yeah. Totally safe. What's a little radiation among friends? I mean, we get exposed to tons of radiation all the time. What's a little more gonna do? I'm gonna replace it right now. I'm gonna save the inventory space, I think, unless I end up needing it. Okay, we want to grab more energy, more of the limb energy capsules before we jump into the middle of this thing and continue the storyline. So let's go find us these energy spikes. I kinda gotta go this way anyway, just because of all the terrain being how it is. Let's not go into the area of zappiness. That's a different sort of zappiness I'm not familiar with. What are you? Haste me. Are you gonna charge my car if I get too close? I don't know that one, I don't think. Pacemaker. Most of the time, or even the majority of the time, the zone makes a mess of everything. It's pure chaos out here. But sometimes, just sometimes, the eternal rearrangement creates something coherent, even useful. This time around, it looks like those useful things are reconstructions of some of our own equipment and inventions, built back into something that's actually functional. They look and behave just like several early prototypes from our first limb labs. But at the same time, it's also as if they've been assembled clumsily by a child, or by someone trying to understand how this technology works. Someone improvising, someone learning here. I am. Trying to first to understand limb tech and then the zone, yet sometimes I wonder if something inside it isn't also trying to learn about us. Yeah, I bet if I get close to this thing, it'll either zap my car or charge its battery. Am I close enough to the... Yeah, I'll just run there and grab that, I think. Close to it. Yeah, this is as close as I want to get on with the car, given the slope. I don't want to get too close to that thing and just to experiment with it right now, because if it doesn't just charge my battery, it could do major damage to my car, and I really don't want to wreck my vehicle. Oh, is that a train? That is a train. Can you get on this thing? There's a train bridge. Alright. And you can go on that. You can run across the gap if you want. And that's one of the things I love about this design. Okay. That was a lot of faking. Good. Gotta get back to the car. Uh-oh. Got my car? Yeah, I don't want to get run over. So I need to drop that off. Causing my car to short circuit, you little bugs. Alright. Guess I'm making another scrap raft. Because I want these guys to not be chasing after me at all. And they probably have a few rare resources like circuitry and things I can explore. No, not that one. Scrap metal, burnt orange paint. Nope, none of those things I want. Sorry, bunnies. Alright. Turn off that. That's already off. Off those. Gas is holding up alright. We should be fine for now. I need to get closer to the anomaly. Anyway, and that's where the next one of those is on my trip. Looks like there's a gas station on the way though, so let's stop there and grab some gas. Just because I don't want to walk. I don't want my car to gas out on me and have to leave me walking. Hold up a second, wait. Okay, there's that. There's that. There is a lot of good stuff in this field. And a lot of very potentially deadly. Kind of weird that I can't scan this. Whatever it is. Weird growth stuff on there. Take that. Yeah, I'll just grab it. Cool. Alright. Electrician kit. One of those in the car. That one. Let's. Ooh. Okay, never mind. That's the thing I already poked. Never mind. Go up here. Okay, we're in. Yes. Okay, so it looks like this one had some better stuff in it. Probably as a payout for having to do a little extra to get in here. Everything. Looks like everything. I'm taking radiation down. Get out of here. What is that? Oh! My scrapper from before. This is where it flew. Whoa, hold on a sec. That got some distance. Oh well, I already built a new one, so... too bad. Alright, that'll work, that'll work. Oh, look at that. It's even better up close. there's the gas station we need. Alright. Well, we'll grab the items over here. Oh, it's one of these. Shoot. I really want that? This one looks different. Okay, yeah, I really want that, but, how am I gonna fit that? This is gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to make some decisions on things to drop, probably. First, let's drop off what we can in here. Put that out over there. Put that over there for now. Okay. I so want that. I'll make it work. There's a funky resource, and I think I know what to do with it. Conductive gold shell. Hold on. This one's different. Considering how conductive this shell is, it might actually have gold in it. Funky. Oh, I love the look of that. Look at that glow. This is totally safe to hold. I am not currently being murdered by weird radiations at all, so okay. Alright. I have to make some decisions. Executive decisions. Put that in there. In there. That goes up there. Rearrange that. Put that down. Okay, I want to keep those. That there. Definitely want to keep that and that and that. Drop that so I can take those over to there. Fit that there. Yeah, I think there's an item I can make eventually if I get unlocked at the back at the garage, and if I do that, I believe it'll cause it'll like open them up, and you should be able to get items out of it. I could be wrong. I might be misreading what these are or what they're supposed to do, but I think that's what is going on with this thing. Drop it for the tourist. Get over here, back on the road. Yeah. Ow. Okay, yeah, I really gotta get better equipment for going off-road. Maybe I won't refill my gas tank. Well, I could use a ramp and jump it, but that seems like a bad idea. Okay, I have a plan. I am not going to take my car into the gas station because that looks unhealthy. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take a fuel can here, fill up, I did not mean to drop that. Can I pick that back up? Please? Alright, guess we're gonna drive forward a bit. Alright, now I'm gonna grab my fuel can. There you go. Well, this is a problem. Apparently my fuel can has glitched out of existence. Well, hopefully I won't need it again for this run. Oh. Shoot. That was not my intended thing to do. I mean, it might be here somewhere and I'm just not seeing it. It might have gotten bounced off into the distance. But I don't see my fuel cap. Okay. New plan. Going to keep moving forward and not worry about it. I'll have to build a new one, which sucks. But I can make a new fuel cap later. Fairly confident that the thing I can do anyway. Just like focus on grabbing this limb energy so I can unlock more things, and then just getting out of here. Everything, since I am full up on goodies and I don't want to die. Oh, hey there. I know what that does. Let me scan it real quick. Hi. Get off my car. No, get off. I'm driving my car. Alright, where's your buddies? You guys usually come in threes. I'm sure I like that they react to me attacking. Like they're kind of sentient. But yeah, so that if I hit it with my car, it'll cause my car to go zoom zoom real fast, which is really cool if you want to get a lot of speed, but not good if you don't want to die. Dumpster Pearl. This is the thing I know if I feed into a cruncher, it will open up and have a bunch of items in it. Ooh, crimson paint. I like that. Off-white, I don't care as much. Alright. I'll make some unreliable. Okay, yep. I'll make some decisions on that later. For now, the rain doesn't really bother your vision enough for me to care about the wipers beyond them, which I find kind of odd. I would have thought that that would be something they'd emphasize more. Alright. Be right near the... There it is. Ah, there. Oh yeah, that's totally healthy. Normal. Not gonna come back and bite horribly. There's a lot of radiation around there. This is paint. This is different than I remember Fossil Cappy usually being. I'm pretty sure this is not how Fossil Cappy usually is. Could be wrong, mind you, but I'm pretty sure it used to be different. Unless I'm just at a very different angle that I remember seeing this thing at, which is possible. Alright. Oh, there's that third one I was worried about. Get off my car! Braking thing. Oh, come here so I can grab it. Get off my car! This thing would be really useful. Well, let me take a look here. Yeah, this is different. To explain, Colossal Cappy used to be a, get the car close to Colossal Cappy. There used to be a, like, ramp leading up into it, as I recall. And that just could be easier to run over and grab that. I'll go down. Okay. I've marked down my map. I'm just gonna run over and grab that. But, yeah. So, maybe I'm just on the opposite angle from it, or I'm not seeing it, but there used to be a ramp leading up. Maybe that's where it's just hidden in the fog. There used to be a ramp up to Colossal Cavity, and you had to launch yourself into it as part of the mission. And maybe that's still what's going to happen. And I'm just, like I said, maybe I can't see it in the fog and rain, and I'm on the opposite side of Colossal Cavity from the ramp. But otherwise, this looks completely different than I remember. Or maybe it's just, you know, an optional build for it. Some of these things are a bit randomized, though the story areas are usually the same, as far as I know. But like a lot of the terrain, like you'll go to a place and then it'll be different than it was the other time, etc. and so forth. That barn or cabin or whatever is seen better days. Anything good? Yeah, use that. Use a little healing. Lead platelet? When did I pick that? You know what? Doesn't matter. That's great for me, though. I will use that, very likely. Lead platelets are one of those items that I will find a use for. I wanted to pick up battery, not the wire. Wire's not bad either. Actually, let me take the wire and that. There we go. Batteries more. There's what I came for. Taking the terrain. I love it. This place is so cool. And the things they do here in this game are just awesome. Also, this is running smoothly even with all this rain and everything going on. A lot of... Oh! Hey, that thing being in here. Minuteman. Not to be mistaken with the ones from, Fallout. I am thinking how he's... Is this thing radiating? I think this thing is radiating. Well, let's run and get back to the car where I have fuel. Also, I think those things electrocute me a bit. Because, I don't remember. I didn't realize I was that bad. Should be okay though. I can get back to my car before this killed me. It's alright. It's no problem. We are fine. I'm a little worried about that. One of those things got on my car. I'm driving my car through the zone. Okay, I have to drop you a second. Get off my car, you little trouble. I guess I can just drop these on the ground and whatnot. Okay, going in there, we're gonna go in here. I have a medical kit. I need major healing. And we're ready to move on. Time to get close to Colossal Cavity. And a lot happened in this episode, more than I thought I was going to have. So, I don't think I have to add any major parts out, which is unexpected. Okay, how do I get over to there? There is a ramp over there, easily. Yeah, I think I have to get closer. Is there a road that gets me around to that? Kinda? Not really? It's hard to say. Can't really fit through this fence thing. Let's see if we can find a way around. let's get back on the road so I don't pop a tire. Okay, if I cut right around this bend, down around there, I think I see a road that leads up. It might. That. Oh, okay, never mind. It's just the normal light. Don't get too close to these little objects. Is that? Is it repairing anything? Charging my battery? Can't tell. We should get going before I do run out of battery. Given all the times that my lights keep being turned on because of those annoying broken bunnies. Turning everything on. Okay, yep, there is a ramp still. Okay, so they did keep it. I was just approaching from apparently the completely wrong angle to speed it. That's so cool looking. And I need to go around this one. Wrong spot. How do I make this one? Okay, then turn on here again. There we go. Okay. Again? Okay. Sometimes you can jink out of the way. These things, they try to line up with you, and then if you turn at the right time, you can evade them. Or if you're moving fast enough. Okay. Second. Get off my car. Precious electronic bits. I'm even go back for the other one. Grabbing these. No, I don't. Good. Okay. Get out of my way. Nice. Piece I need. Okay. Let's go. There's a lot of resources I could be in here if I had more room. But I didn't take the time to build up my car and storage and everything more before coming on to this.
Car's still not close enough to Cappy.
What now?
How about launching the car into Cappy's core?
I'm sorry. What?
It's simple. The driver jumps the car into the heart of the anomaly, and if I time it right, I'll open the gateway and extract them.
And if you don't?
I've run some calculations. I think it should be fine. Anyway, it's like they always say, what's an experiment without some risk of total annihilation?
Who says that exactly?
In no way, shape, or form should we be doing this.
Well, but you know, if it's the only way, you got this kid for it.
Ooh, that's handy to find. Repair buddy. I'll take that with me. That stuff's expensive. And I'll have a use for it. If I do that, that should open the gate. What does this do? Transmuter? Gear into chemicals. I don't even know if that's a worthwhile trade. Drop that because that's breaking anyway, and I could use the resources. And organized by Okay. Yeah, that looks totally safe. Oh wait, before I do that, I think I just remembered something. If I remember correctly, there were some rare resources right around here I can grab. Let me do a quick check. Or maybe not rare resources, but like rare for my current position in the game. Let me double check here. And this is that. Including vapor light resource. Yes, these. Lead shielding. I need lead. It'll help me build so many hard movements that I will really want for radiation shielding. Lead platelets. I don't need all this crap iron, but I do need that. Is my vision getting fuzzy? Goes out of the way. There we go, these are some good lead plates. We'll get a good bit out of this. This will let me build a lot of, once I get the unlock David, this will let me build a lot of good stuff for my car that will help me with building a much more durable vehicle that is better protected against some of the anomalies that I'll be running into a lot of. Because radiation is a thing that really sucks. Alright, I think that's all the goods I can get out of here now. Now for the fun part. Knocking on... launching ourselves into a totally not massive anomaly. Okay. Everyone ready for the show? We're going full speed. Just line it up.
Anytime now, Army.
Go! Ophelia, my love, is that you? I wouldn't have even caught that if it wasn't for the text that popped up on the screen for that. Ow. So something I know is...
Damn it, you piece of crap. Come back on already. Can you hear me? Cappy fried my transmission systems. Thought I lost you for a moment. Well, it all worked out, didn't it? The gateway got you out, and it looks like the ARC device is still intact with all the data it's recorded from your drive. And my plan worked. Cappy amplified the car signal and it matches. Looks like Tobias and Francis found their remnant after all.
Unfortunately, what they've been saying is true. The remnants drive their victims mad. Maybe that car, having sat dormant for this long, will give you a little more time. Sorry, I don't have better news for you. I'm still game to get you out of here. The faster you leave, the longer you'll have to enjoy the rest of your sanity.
Let's hold on to that for the moment.
None of the routes you've mapped so far leads to a way out. Why don't you head back out and chart some more?
You can get in touch with Tobias and Francis while you're out there.
So yeah, sometimes the car will get quirks where like a light will come on or a door will pop open under certain conditions. Right now I think we're pretty clear though. Let me get these out of the way real quick, just 1 second. Store some of these. I want to keep that on for the moment. So, okay, we're back. We're alive. But so as I was saying, Ophelia, is that you? Ophelia Turner's the doctor who was just talking to us. And as I recall from playing in the past, her husband was the lead scientist on LIMP and stuff, and he disappeared in like one of the early anomaly experiments or something like that. Like at some point in time, he disappeared. That she thought he was dead, but it sounds like he might have just been misplaced. All right, I need the matter deconstructor. I need gears. Give me gears. I should have resources for that. 4 gears. 4 gears. Try this one. Gear. Oh yeah, I've got plenty. 4 gears. Alright. So, before we close things up, let's do some fun. Confirm. Alright, this is instead of a blueprint, this is something we actually place. Oh, we could place it here? Or here. I'd rather place it here. I think? Wait. What's this? No, wait. Is that marking something else? Like, oh, okay, this is trying to teach me quirks and stuff. Hang on a second. Okay, I think I have to leave that there for a moment. It wants me to do these quirks. Fill tank, charge battery. So yeah, this is just a general checklist it gives you, like, hey, you might want to fix up your car before you go out again. Alright, now let's try this again. Now it's working. Okay, so yeah, these you can feed stuff into. Like these. That was apparently all inside there. Somehow. Now what I'm curious about is these seed things. And if they are also similarly something that you can feed into it. Insecure. Oh, I see. I have a place for it. Yeah, I'm wondering if these are things you can feed into this and have it open them, or if there's something else. No? Okay, so that's not how I open it. What do I do with these? They must have some purpose. There must be a secret to open them. They take up a ton of room, though. I'll have to find a place to stick them. Alright, the transfer chest that I don't really use for transferring anything should work in the meantime. Double check this. Yeah, it did work. So what could I do with these that would open them? I'm sure we'll figure it out in time. That or I'll have to do some experimenting. But, yeah, quirks are a thing which... Okay, I can't do anything with quirks right now. Start my car. Fill up the gas. Let's just get that done out of the way right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a lot of repairs on my car, but before we do that, let's also do some research. Expanded locker, that would be good. Outfitting station. Upgrading cars is one thing, but now it's time to spend a few of those zone resources upgrading yourself. Go on, you deserve it. So this is how I can make improved antenna. Matter generator. Used to repair car components stored in the station. That could be useful. Detailing station. Outfitting station. Okay, the outfitting station seems important. Craft. I believe. Actually, yeah, this is one that will let me create goodies to help protect myself, improve my ability. Alright. Medium backpack would be phenomenal. More space in the backpack. Oh, it takes up so much fabric, though. I don't have a ton. Now let's do it. Inventory space is always important. I don't have enough electronics. I want to save my electronics for other stuff right now, so I don't want that. Okay, what else? Let me check around. Side rack for carrying things on my car. Impulse emitter. Side storage. Unlock a side rack. Okay, first I have to get a side rack. Let me do that. If I can, research steel sheet. Okay, I gotta research that first. Alright. Confirm. Scanned it. Good. Next. Research a side rack. Confirm. Let's install this on the car right now. I want these. I'd want these eventually anyway. Let's put it here. Got it. Now I can build. And I can research the side storage. Look, can't use the fabric, but that's worth it. Okay, that one I have to build. But now that I can build it, let me take a look. What does it require? Side storage. Scrap, duct tape, fabric. Alright, that could... I may want to put that on there, but I want to make sure I can build the things I really need to build first. Like, I need to get one more panel on my car, really, and yeah, probably if I can find some better stuff for my car. And I've got more research to do because there is a lot here I can work on. Detailing station, let's make that. Rubber, I have to use all my electronics. Shoot. Okay. Matter regenerator would be useful, but auto vac. That's really fueling your vehicle faster than a standard pump ever could. Faster refueling. There is so much to unlock. Choices. Okay. For the sake of... Actually, this will open up a lot of space if I make this. And I can show you how it works. This is the customization station, basically. You get a whole lot of things you can customize. Wait, where's my inventory? What's going on? Alright. R, open inventory. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that this just comes with. Various stickers and things you can use. And then you also get a bunch of other just random goodies. What is going on with my inventory? I think I glitched something out here because that's just weird. Unless... Did I miss... something? I'll figure it out. But... yeah, so you can put cosmetic items in here and then add them to your car in various slots. And they just, change up the appearance of things. I'll figure it out once I can figure out why my thing isn't working right in the first place. Oh, I can make the fax machine? No, I need a circuit board. What do I need for the circuit board? Sure. That just shot it across the room. And then fax machine. Need to build a circuit board. Circuit board requires electronics I don't have. Okay, we're not making the fax machine right now. I wanted to make the fax machine because it's kind of fun. You get a bit of lore through it. Like, you get every time you start a day in the garage, then you get a little slip you can download. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my inventory right now. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Hopefully, just a exit and reload will fix it. Let me try that. Save here, just so I don't have to repeat everything. Then quit to menu. Yes. Then play. Jump back in. There we go, that fixed it. Okay, so now I can show you how...
I'm sorry to interrupt. I know you've got a lot on your plate, but if you get a moment, I sent you something through the pneumotubes. Think of it as a personal project. It's not urgent.
Oh? Expeditions.
Thank you. I won't waste your time, I promise. I just would like to put a suspicion to rest. A while ago, I found out about something Oppie had been working on. She told me she was trying to map out or at least track unreachable areas within the zone. The instability constantly scrambles the landscape, so the method to even map destabilized areas has to be dynamic to stay accurate. Her working theory was that if you could trace the physical matter itself, you could determine a stable layout and a path to it. I don't know what state her prototype is in now. I don't think she ever got it working. But I think I have my own working theory. I know there's a lot happening, so I'll save the details for later. But if you could just help me out, it'd mean a lot to me. You have to understand, Oppie would never work with anyone on this, let alone me. And I just have a hunch. Look around for the machine. She called it the Zeddy system. Huh? She keeps everything, so it has to be somewhere in that garage. Probably. When you find it, go on and install the hardware I sent you. That should get it up and running, and that should connect me.
Okay. So this, I think, is the newest update stuff. This is the Endless Expeditions or Expeditions feature where you can go on.
This... This isn't quite what I thought it was, but maybe this could be useful. It's far more localized, and I'll need more time to really figure this out, but it seems to be waiting for input. Driver, can you check the route planner?
Welcome to Expeditions. Expeditions are dangerous challenge runs. New conditions limit what you can bring with you and craft while out. Every successful return will increase the difficulty. Gameplay settings do not take effect while on an expedition. Okay, so basically they're challenge runs that, yeah, this is the endless mode type design, I think.
Well, this is quite different. No wonder Oppie abandoned this. The source of this data is quite old, but with my additions, it does seem to have updated the locations when you booted it up. This isn't the kind of map Oppie talked about wanting to make, but I think we can make this work to track a specific location despite the instability. This will be similar to planning a route, but it might be a challenge, driver. I'm really not sure what to expect.
Huh. Garage decorations. Okay, so yeah, these are challenge runs where it looks like it gives you very set conditions rather than your normal play conditions. But if you do it, you get special rewards like new things for the car. Yeah, like a impulse emitter. I don't even have the tech for that right now. Mounted dartboard, so you get garage decorations. Red plated, summer tire, peculiar, handbag. Mounted Malcolm clock. Dense acid. Acid does more damage. Acid devours fuel. Ooh, that would suck. Disruptive discharge. Electric damage drains battery. Goal escape through a gateway. Huh. Take another drive. Chart new route. How do I not do expeditions, though? Okay, I'm gonna have to experiment with this. Yeah, so this is a new thing they added. Rewoven heart. Pick up the rewoven hard drive. Okay, put it into this system. I see, okay. Oh, that's what I meant by bigger backpack. It wasn't necessarily bigger. No, I think it did give me a little more space in here, but it gave me more item slots. Well, that'll be useful. Okay, that's not how I thought that would go in there.
Oh, wow. Yes, this will work with Oppie's Arc device. But there seems to be some restrictions about what you can take with you. What you're seeing is the tracked location and the area surrounding it on a more localized scale than the route planner. This will be dangerous. It'll take a lot of anchor energy, but the Arc device can still get you back through a gateway. We could get a lot of data this way, and from that, more locations when you return. Good luck out there, driver, and be careful. While you're out, I'll keep looking through what we've got, and I'm looking forward to seeing the data you bring back.
Okay. It looks like it might force me to go out and do this one run as like a, hey, tutorial, here's how the expeditions work. Not quite how I expected that to go, but alright. Kind of cool. Also, I'm betting that's why my game glitched out a little bit with some of my stuff earlier, just because of the implementation of this new patch with all this new stuff, and it probably didn't have the quite... It probably still has a few kinks in the system with implementing for the first time. Alright. That was a lot of new stuff, but let me show you how this works now. With the decorations. Go in here. Alright, open inventory. Just... okay, how did I transfer this in? Deposit cosmetics with T, there we go. Okay, so now those are in the system permanently. Now I can go in here and boom. Astrogator install. Rally steering wheel. But will it actually make it go faster? No. Probably not. The logo, standard issue article, reappropriated. Astropunk helmet sticker. Yeah, I kind of like the look of that. And you get a whole bunch of different, whatever you want to feel like representing. I don't like a lot of these color schemes. so I'm just gonna stick out. Not like, you know, not meaning like against the how to explain this. Not meaning I'm like against the necessarily what those represent. Like I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I literally don't like the color schemes. Like, I don't like how some of these look. I don't want to just plaster them all over the place. Also, I am not any of these things really, so yeah. But I do like that they gave it options. So if you want to put those on it for your own game, go ahead. I'd rather put on stickers I actually think look cool. All right. Now then, let me put those away, that away. Don't need that with me. I need to do a bunch of prep now before anything else happens because I need to fix all this up. And I've got to fix up my car a lot. Looks like I can't do anything with quirks right now. I'm not sure. Usually those would be here, but I wonder if the quirk station is something I have to build. And I'm just... Did I miss that in here? Lockers. Antennas. Function restabilizer. Investigator. Module. Tinker station. To which elements are diagnosed correctly. It's like simulation station. Oh, okay, so that's just a basketball hoop. Smart matter deconstructor. To upgrade to will literally smash anything you throw at this piece. Okay, interesting. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff out of this game just for decorations and like customization is a thing. Like they just give you all those things if you want to do like pride symbols or whatever. But there are also do tons of other symbols and paint colors. You can do decals. Here's the dragon. I got those. Sarcophagus. Don't know what that's about. Regis 3. Like, you find cosmetic stuff all over. It's kind of like Deep Rock Galactic. There's just cosmetic stuff all over the place you can get and play with. Or you can buy DLCs to give you even more cosmetics. Man, I don't want to waste any of the cosmetics I do like the look of right now on junky equipment. So I'm gonna have to wait until I get some better stuff. I do have that steel door, but I have to... If I get a stealing kit, I think I can break the window. Yeah. Do I have enough for a stealing kit? I think if there's anything else I really need to cover before I close up this episode. All in all, we got a lot done. This is going to be a long episode because I did not cut anything out here because we were doing stuff that was interesting the entire time, in my opinion. This is a cool thing, by the way, if you accidentally just have stuff dropped on the floor and can't find it. On the autovac. Boom. And it just pulls anything it finds over here, so you can find it again easy. I have got to figure out how to fix this. How do I open these? There's probably some secret trick to it, and I don't know. I'm either going to have to look it up or figure it out. Maybe something I can... Maybe there's a thing I'll discover that will be like, ah yes, use this to do that. Or if there were planters or something inside one of these things that they've added that would let me do that? I don't know. All sorts of cool upgrades for the car that might help me survive things. Ion shield, engines, so many things. I have to get a better workbench before I can even do some of that. There's so many customization options. What was the thing I was debating using? So that it didn't. Anchor radar, that could be handy, especially in areas where it's hard to see it. Blowtorch is really handy for repairs, but it's also expensive if I remember right. And I can't do anything with that because it's unstable. I forgot that there's different energy types that I'll be able to get over time, and some of them are needed in order to do a bunch of things. Or something I wanted to unlock that required a certain thing. What was it? Let's see. Steel ones, that'd be good to get eventually. I know I'm going to want those. The big thing is I should work towards better tires, because those make a huge difference. Above everything else, having better tires is extremely handy. Has much more capacity than previous fuel cans. It has a new briefcase. Yeah, get that. Oh, that just shot across the room. Yeah. Alright. Oh, that was it. I could make a side storage with those. But, no, I'd rather get some of these upgrades first. The upgrades will do me a lot more good. Side fuel tank, that's optional and could give me more to work with, but tires. I need tires. What do I need to get even better tires than that? Because the summer tires, they'll work. Off-road tire, that's what I want. As you can see, each tire has different ratings on, like, road rating, off-road rating, water rating. And the difference between these tires and the off-road tire is immense. There's all-terrain tires, which are also pretty good. If our paddle tire, power grip tire, puncture-proof tire, I think was a really good one in other cases, but I don't know. The off-road tire, I think, is one of my favorites, or the all-terrain tire. We want that. Alright. But I'm rambling now. There's so many things to figure out in this game. Looks like our next episode will be exploring how these expedition routes work. Because apparently it's going to insist on us doing this, unless I missed a way to go around that. And say, no, I don't want to. Which apparently either I am, or it's not letting me skip this first one. But it's short, so not too bad. It looks cool too, so I'm also okay with that. And we got it all selected in a way I think will work. So, yeah. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying all this. It's a different sort of game. Not for everyone, but I like it, and I think it's a good one for some people more so than others. The amount of customizability, really, you can make it a more challenging game or an easier game if you want. Except for the expeditions, which apparently you go by whatever rules they feel like. We can work with that. Comments below, what have you thought? What do you think about the game so far? Interesting? Not? Boring? I personally like the look of it, and I think the concepts that they're exploring are really cool. But for now, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe to keep up with new releases if you haven't done so already, and otherwise, have a great night. Bye!